सकते हैं, मतलब आप करेंगे आज आ, अपने तरफ से डायरेक्शन से
जी
कुछ
जी।
है पूछने?
क्वेसन प्रीति अहिले केही सोध्नु छ आफूलाई?
छैन अहिले के
म
सोध्नु
टिपेर
सोध्नु केही सोध्नु केही भयो भने अहिले सोध्छु म।
उठ्न भर्खर सुतेर उठेछु, दिमाग पनि काम गरेको छैन।
प्रिया छ, उसलाई सोध्नु केही छ उसँग क्वेसन?
प्रिया ल अब केही सोध्यो हुन्छ नि, स्टार्ट गरे हुन्छ कि भन्दै।
स्टार्ट गराउँछु।
त्यही त सोध, कुनै क्वेसन छ?
नाइ अहिले चाहिँ छैन।
कुनै पनि छैन? सबै आइरहेछ तिमीलाई?
सोध्नु न हजुरले, अनि म अहिले आउँछ।
सुतेर उठिरहेको छु यहाँ, तिमी पनि?
सुतेर उठे छैन, म यहाँ काम गरिरहेको छु।
त्यही त एउटा भन्दै कुनै, अनि त्यसपछि म कन्टिन्युस गराइदिन्छु कि।
It's time now to understand Dhamma, see. Very, very precious moment because each moment is Dhamma, but it's not known as is Dhamma until Buddha enlightened to the truth of each reality right now and taught about the truth, the ultimate truth, the Riya Satya. So it's just developing understanding. It's time, like going to school or when you learn about this and that. It is not just the subject for living, but it to live in samsara with understanding the ultimate truth. Otherwise, no moment of understanding the truth at all if there's no word heard from the teachings of the Buddha about what is there right now. So what is Dhamma is what is there right now. Studying Dhamma is understanding the nature of what is there right now. Otherwise, it cannot be known at all. From moment to moment, from life to life, as before. More and more darkness of ignorance, of not understanding the ultimate truth of what is there right now. That's why no matter what you have read, it can be subject of considering again and again about it's just about right now. But right now is not known. We have attention to the other thing around instead of what is there right now, taught by the Buddha. Each word just concerning what is there right now, anytime, right now. Is that true?
Yes, Tanachan, it is true. And when you say it's time now, it shows that the parami have to be accumulated. Otherwise, the interest is always going to be in other things, not any understanding about Dhamma now. And when we're here for discussion, not even that, our mind is still going other places, and we don't see the uh, preciousness of such moment coming here, getting a chance to hear Dhamma, and even to have anything in mind to discuss about. And that is shows how little the understanding is and how little the barami. And I'm thinking about Sangveka means that there's no sense of urgency. It's like still interested in other things, attachment to sense objects, and or a lot of attachment in ignorance from it.
What about the difference between avijja, ignorance, and right understanding? See? Without the words of truth, no one knows. what moment is ignorance and what moment is right understanding. Just live.
Yes. And also, I was thinking just yesterday, reflected about how even talking about Dhamma with ignorance, that has to be known also, because otherwise it's just saying out words that are in according to what we heard, but at that time no understanding, just a lot repeating what we've heard. That's all, Tamachan.
Are you still interested in understanding Dhamma, Sohan?
Yes, Khapajan.
So, what would you like to talk about now? The word that you have
This
read?
movement, this movement, Ajahn.
Yeah, any moment, any word which is very interesting to
Yes,
know.
now at the moment of sin. Hello.
What Dhamma is there right
Yes, sir.
now?
Yes, Dhamma is there.
What kind of Dhamma is there right now?
Uh, Many types of Dhamma, Ajahn, but at the moment of one Dhamma arise, like at the moment of sin,
Is
there
it
is
known?
sin. Huh?
Is it known already as it is?
Not yet, Ajahn.
Shall it be known little by little in order to realize the truth, the nature of it as no one, only Adama?
Yes, Ajahn.
Otherwise, it's useless. Just talk about it. But what about getting closer and closer to realize what we have said? It's not self, it's not anyone, it's that which arises and experiences an object, or it's that which cannot experience the object because it's hard.
Yes, Ajahn.
So, right now, is there you
Not me, Ajahn.
at
Only
all,
Dhamma.
or only Dhamma? What Dhamma is that which is not you directly known?
There is sin Dhamma,
What kind of Dhamma is there?
Nama Dhamma and Rupa Dhammas.
Many namas, many rupas, not anyone is known at all? Or shall we begin to talk a little more and more about the nature of that Dhamma until it appears as we learn a lot about its nature, its truth?
Yes, Ajahn.
Otherwise, it's just there, only thinking. It's there, it's not self. But which one, what moment? This is the development, clear understanding of what is there, not just the word, but the reality is there, appearing to right understanding of its nature as what it is. For example, we don't need to say hardness is rupa, but hardness is there. As long as there's no attention to the nature of hardness as not my finger, not my knee, it's just hardness. Learn to understand it in truth. What is there is not anyone at all. It cannot be taken to be anything because its nature is just hard. That's all. It's
Yes,
hard. So is there the window,
no,
the
only
bed,
heart.
only that which is seen, and when it's touched, it's hardness.
Yes,
So no matter where in the world, in London, in Japan, in Nepal, in India, all are hard. Is that right?
yes, it's right, Ajahn.
Only hardness is.
Yes, only hardness, color.
Mhm. Can anyone make it arise?
Cannot, Asan,
Why not?
because it arises
It
because of
has a
Dhamma.
reason. Yeah, it has a reason already. Otherwise, it cannot be the object of experiencing right now. See, we live in the world of that which has condition to arise and gone instantly all the time. No one, no thing at all. Have you have discussion with your friends about this?
I think I will ask with the Priya Payal.
हजुर
अहिले बुझिसक्नु भएको छ उहाँले?
ท่านอาจารย์ครับเห็นอาชาเข้ามาครับเราจะเปลี่ยนเป็นไทยฮินดีดีไหม
ได้ค่ะอะไรก็ได้ค่ะที่เขาจะถามถ้าเขาไม่อาชาไม่ถามคนอื่นก็ถามถ้าคนอื่นถามอาชาก็ไม่ถามแล้วแต่ทุกอย่าง
ได้
ส
ครับ
บายๆค่ะ
आशा आप इंग्लिश समझते हो ना जितना भी
हाँ सर,
थोड़ा बहुत
सब समझते हैं और इसीलिए भी क्योंकि भी पहुंचने में 20 मिनट तो हमने कहा तब तक हम सुनते रहे हैं। हम बीच में डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेंगे, आप लोग कंटिन्यू कीजिए, उसको हम सुन रहे हैं सर।
อ่าครับก็อาชาเขาบอกว่าเขาเวลานี้เดินทางอยู่แล้วก็คงจะไม่พูดอะไรแค่ฟังเฉยๆอยู่แล้วเราก็ต่อได้เลยครับผม
ค่ะเชิญเลยค่ะเชิญคุณสุขินค่ะ
Uh, Achan, uh, just now when you asked about hardness to Sohan,
Yes, sir.
I was thinking that yes, there can be consideration of hardness is just hardness, but never any mind towards the touching. Is this what it means when you sometimes remind us that nobody thinks about the chitta, but it thinks about what's seen, what's heard, what's touched, but never there's any attention to chitta or think with any understanding about chitta. Is this what it means?
That's why without understanding the reality which sees or experiences the object, it must be I. At moment of experiences anything, I'm angry, I'm attached, I like it very much, I see, I hear. In truth, what is there cannot be taken for I at all because it's so short. It's conditioned by its proper conditions to arise and then fall away instantly. Having such understanding more and more and more, little by little by little by little, it is firmer and firmer. Satya Parami. To understand that the most precious moment in life, no matter in what life, is the moment of understanding the truth because it's so true. But it's a hidden truth. No one thought about it because no conditions to think about it until hearing about it, not forget about it, learning to be aware of whatever is there with understanding, but it is not as quickly as we are talking about. From hearing to that moment of directly understanding, it's impossible. Learn to understand and have firm confidence of the reality of anatta. This is the most important because without a firm confidence of the truth of anatta, it's that I lurks in any moment wanting, trying to have such and such without understanding that no one, because actually there's no one, they are conditioned dhammas to condition what is there, arisen now already.
And Achan, I was thinking before that that we hear about chitta, such as seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, bhavanga, patisanti, chutti, all kinds of chittas. Uh, but it's not about understanding seeing, hearing as hearing, but in the beginning, slowly one understands, like your first question to Sohan was, what is there? Uh, a, I mean, the understanding is that there is that which experiences. Even that, it's like you said, otherwise it's taken for I. But in the beginning, not really in the beginning, but it takes a lot of time to understand that there is just a reality. And that reality, that experience, it's not like knowing, seeing as seeing, hearing as even before that, just to know that there is that which experiences right now. Without any experience, there's nothing. Is that how it is, Tanichan?
Nothing to be done at all, only firmer understanding of the characteristic of that which we say nama or we say rupa, to be reminded what is nama. It's not just the word, but it's the moment of seeing, isn't it? Because nama is the reality which is conditioned to arise to experience an object. Dhamma is Dhamma. It cannot be anything or anyone at all. That's why it begins to understand the nature of anatta, not anyone or anything. That's why it gradually wear away the idea of I. Only when there is the understanding of that which appears clearer and clearer and clearer enough to just let go. So very, very subtle, very, very deep attachment to the idea of self, accumulated years and years and countable years ago. That's why only right understanding what is there by conditions, naturally, because all moments taken for I from moment to moment, day to day, has to be eradicated. Finally, no more condition for its arising again in samsara. See, is the truth, just the truth.
Yes, Tanichan, saying that there's only Dhamma and Anatta is not good enough. It has to be understanding, and understanding has to develop slowly, slowly. The more the understanding of what appears, the more the understanding of what the truth of Anatta.
And the
Otherwise, it's
more,
just saying that
yeah,
everything is Dhamma, everything is Anatta.
and the more understanding what is there begins to show up little by little. In the beginning, it's not clear enough, but it's there beginning to be reminded. It's there by popping up, by conditions. Even right now, the pop up is there, but it's covered up.
पोजीशन वाली
Yes, as that's very good,
हाँ
Tanichan.
बस
Even now,
थोड़ा
the
सा
popping up is there, but it's covered up. It's covered up by ignorance. But Acharya, can we say that it's covered up by ignorance, but also by the way things are, things rise and fall away so fast that one moment cannot be known?
Buddha said, all dhammas known as nimitta, it means that just only one single moment cannot be known at all. Is that right? There must be citta before seeing, citta after seeing. But what appears now is only seeing. How many moments? Nimitta of seeing. By way
Yes,
of
that's right,
process.
Tanichan.
By way of
Mm.
process, it's impossible for one single moment of citta or a single rupa can be known, because the
Mm.
rapidity of the arising and falling away in succession is so very fast.
So really, it's also not the question of rising and falling. It's just no understanding. When understanding arises, the what understanding experience is also the nimitta. So there's no question about one reality at a time. It's just that what appears to panya, or it appears to avijja.
Even just one characteristic of nimitta, see, nimitta of seeing, only nimitta of seeing, only nimitta of hearing, that is one can be known by nimitta. It doesn't matter at all. Right understanding can be right now, so sharp, so clear of one reality at a time, see? Because we are talking about one moment is one experiencing of an object. See, we are talking like this. What about the truth? It has to be like this. What has to be known? It has to be like this. Never change at all. But right understanding instead of ignorance. No understanding of that which sees or that which is seen as it is, because they appear as things, people, all around. But in truth, the world does not appear as it is because it appears to ignorance. But even it's just like now, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, what is there can be learned to understand the truth of its nature as how can it be anything or anyone because it's there, just experience an object, arising and falling away, experiencing what is there appearing from day to day. See? Learn to understand the ultimate truth. At moment of realizing the truth, it has to be just like now. Never change. But Panya, only Panya is so strong, so keen, so sharp enough to let go. All other realities, just one is there to be known clearer and clearer. Otherwise, what is meant by Satipatthana, Vipassanaญาณ,
Then, Chan, when I listen to you, like what you just said just now, it makes sense. I agree. I understand at the level of thinking that it must be like this. But it seems, on the other hand, that also that to understand that it must be like this is also has to be quite a lot of considering, quite a lot of understanding, accumulated understanding to come to understand that it must be like this. Even that is very difficult, Tanichan.
So that's the moment of beginning to understand what parami is. Not just one moment of understanding. How many moments of understanding what is now heard as it is, never change. At moment of realizing the truth, it has to be the panya which is so keen and sure to understand that which is aware of with understanding from the first level of Arya Satya. See, not me unexpectedly is the truth. Because now each moment is unexpectedly arisen and fallen away. The truth is not changed at all, can never be changed at all, because it's so true. So it depends on how much understanding while we are talking and they are seeing and hearing. Before hearing carefully, no understanding, just remember the word Nama and Rupa, and the seeing is the Nama, and that which is seen is Rupa. Only that is just thinking, or remembering, or reciting without any understanding at all. That's why Satya Barami, to be true to the truth, is so very important. Now it's so true. What appear, Sampatichana Santirana do not appear. Chitta before seeing do not appear. So it appears as nimitta of seeing. So the moment of enlightened, the nature of the moment of seeing is there. And the object, see, Nama and Rupa, it has to be exactly right now. But exactly now is ignorant. Never be just even of understanding the distinction between pariyati and patipati. So how can it lead to realization, pativeta, of what is there as Buddha has had enlightened?
But one problem, Tanichan, a lot of what we take for pariyati is not even pariyati. And there's a lot of attachment at that moment to the what we think is understanding. And that actually makes it more difficult than exam.
Because from hearing only, not enough careful considering at all, Dhamma is just the word of truth. But in truth, what Buddha said, just talk about that which is so close from head to toe, all Adhamas. But we take the word for something in the book, talking about nama, see, it's not this moment of memory, it's not moment of attachment, it's not moment of hardness right now at all. We just study in book, from book, thinking that it's in book, but in truth, it's not far away from head to toe. That's why Dhamma is so very subtle. Before it can lead the understanding of the truth to the moment when it's there. It takes quite a long time by higher, clear understanding enough to know that without moment of understanding what is there, while we are talking, for example, seeing is there. Where is it? Not far away, at the eye base, and so on. But at moment of talking about it, there's no idea about this at all until it's there by conditions, instantly, right there. There must be condition for awareness to be aware with right understanding, instantly, unexpectedly, pop up. But it's not clear because right understanding is not keen enough. But when right understanding is so keen, stage by stage, step by step, it has to be so natural, anatta.
And everything is by conditions, and it has to be this way. Even uh, if there's no little understanding, then mostly it has to be ignorance and attachment, and also wrong understanding in between all the time. But like you said, I was hearing some Thai talk the other day. You said something like, we're here interested in Dhamma, coming to listen to Dhamma. It's already the baramis are working. For example, Nekkhamma barami. Without Nekkhamma barami, there wouldn't be interest in hearing the Dhamma again and again.
So it must be samadhi, right understanding, as panya barami, to condition other barami, patience, viriya, satya, nekama, adidana. See, all kinds of barami now are developing without any understanding the way of what is now developed. To understand a little more, a little more, a little more. Also natural moment like now. And this is the path, the only path, the fourth satya of the four Ariya Satya. And
Chan, can you say something about the path being subtle?
because now who
Uh,
knows, each moment is a path, little by little, developing to understand a little more at different levels of the natural reality condition by no one at all right now. From not understanding what is there in life, from head to toe, before it begins to understand what is there from day to day. From not understanding anything from day to day, it begins to understand the story of Nama and Rupa, on and on, that it's there so close. It's not just about Ayatana and so on, but what is the result of understanding Ayatana? No matter what part, what aspect of the teachings about, it just to condition the understanding of what is there right now. and it's there from head to toe. By then, it begins to understand just what is there, one characteristic with direct awareness and understanding begins to develop because in the beginning it's not as clear, it's not so clear enough. But the more moments, what from one moment to another moment to another moment, it conditions gradually the understanding of that which is not attended before. Manasikara, see, not anyone. Even there is Manasikara right now, each moment, it's not known. And Sati is there at moment of Kusla, is not known. Saddha is there, is not known. Everything is there, is not known. Until Buddha pointed out what is what, and it's there, not far away at all, in just a moment, and gone.
Chan, can you say something about Chanta? We know that Chanta is not a factor of the path, but it seems to be very, it needs to develop also, isn't it, Chan?
Itipata, the four itipata, Chanda, Viriya, Chitta, Vimamsa. And we use the term Chanda, but we don't know the characteristic of Chanda. It's there all day, almost all the time. See, Chanda is the interest of the object. When it's there, it's not known, when it's so slight. But when it's there so strong, do you have interest in cooking? Do you have
Ye-
interest in painting?
Yes, Chan, there's interest in many things all the time, but it seems that sometimes when it arises with Kusala, that it can also be known, isn't it, Chan?
We don't have to say from the very beginning whether it's kusla or akusla at all, because it's not known as chanda, the interest yet. But in a day, there must be moment of interest, unknown. We are
Is it
interested.
totally unknown? But it seems to. I can see that we think in terms of situations and conclude that there is Chanpa. For
No,
coming here to listen to Dhamma means there must be Chanpa to listen.
no,
Also,
not,
no,
no, no, not just try to find out, but right now, see, we don't know if there's no
no.
interest.
Right now, no.
But we learn to know without interest in hearing Dhamma, understanding what is there more. Can there be this moment?
Yes, through thinking
So,
about the situation, we conclude that there must be interest.
yeah, all Dhammas and all Rupa are covered up. Even they are there from moment to moment by conditions. They are not known without the teachings of the Buddha about what is there, which has been covered up. Even chanda now is covered up. Attachment now is covered up. Sanya, memory now is covered up. All are covered up. That's why we learn to understand what are there from head to toe. Seeing is there with Jetasikas. After seeing, what are there? Where are they? From head to toe. Until there's no head, there's no toe. They are Dhamma. No matter it's Rupa or Nama, they are there. Not head or toe, but all are Dhammas.
I think that's the key, Thanachan, that they are all dhammas, because even if it's covered up, that is covered up, right? But worse than that is that everything is taken for self. all the time, a lot of the time. And the only way out is to the understanding that there is just the Dhamma, the reality, Nama Dhamma and Rupa Dhamma.
That's why there must be the Satya Parami and Adidana Parami, the confidence of the truth, on and on and on and on, that what is there is not anything as usual, as something, because each one is anatta. What is seen is only color or visible object. No matter what word we use, it's that which now appears at moment of seeing. And we can see just color, different color. How come? To be the idea of someone, my house, the car, and friend, and so on. Just color. What is true? What is the ultimate truth? What is seen is only that which can be seen, because it's conditioned to arise, to impinge on the eye base, and the citta arises to see it. But nobody can change its nature from that which is color, no matter if seen or not. But when there is the reality which arises and experiences the object, no understanding of that reality as it just arises to see. So any moment of experience, anything is I instead of a reality, conditioned to arise to see. That's why consider the truth of each word, more confidence, more adidana barami of satya barami, with great patience and viriya. See?
Achan, it seems that uh, just that reality, and you talk in other contexts about the understanding getting closer and closer to the moment now. But until it gets closer and closer, it's this I taking all realities for me, mine is going to happen a lot more often. And when it gets closer and closer, that taking for self lessons. Is that correct, Tanachan?
Everything is exactly the same, so natural. The difference is that no understanding of what is there at all, and begin to understand what is there as it is. This is the differences. No understanding at all, and beginning to understand what is there, just the light, which begin to see what is there. Without the light, it's that, as no understanding of what is there at all. Even it's dark, but it appears as light. Considering the moment of mind door process, ear door, nose door, tongue door, body door, all in darkness. It's so dark. Only one dot of light is there as the nimitta of seeing. See how deep reality is. When it appears, nothing can appear together in a moment. That's why the object which is attended or aware of appear well as just one reality. So it's now unknown, covered up, until each word of the teaching begin to understand. Just like open up a little at a time to understand what is there.
Tanachan, the real danger is the darkness of ignorance. Even when listening to you, it's there's no understanding. Just the words, reality is rising and falling away all the time. No understanding at all, Tanachan.
If it's not so dark, how can there be the understanding of no light in the day except a moment of seeing, And there can be ignorance or understanding or whatever in darkness. But when right understanding is there, it can understand what is there in darkness because all are in darkness except the moment of seeing. See, the hidden world covered up by ignorance and attachment to that which appears through different doorways as something so very instantly as soon as it's there. Who knows how many moments, how many processes is there to be something. So how can there be the understanding of the impermanence of whatever is there right now? Breaking world so very quickly all the time. Hidden world that actually there's no one, no thing at all. It's just the arising and falling away of conditioned reality. That's all. And that is Ariya Satya Dhamma, the Satya of Dhamma. What is there is conditioned to arise, just to arise. As soon as it has arisen, it falls away instantly. Is that true? Learning to have confidence of the truth, little by little. Not try to change from darkness into lightness of understanding, because it has to be understanding by hearing, considering carefully to have confidence of the truth, firmer and firmer, in order to not forget what is there now in life. Even that moment is conditioned. It's not at anyone's will at all. No one can make it. The moment of understanding, that which is seen is not the seeing. See? It has to develop gradually by understanding, not by wishing, wanting.
Anytime I'm thinking about the paramis, it's now, if it's, we can see how little the paramis have been accumulated.
And
When we're talking about reality, but the mind is going, there's thinking about other things. It shows how little paramis have been developed.
that's why we heard about the 10 parami. Just remember the word, not knowing when is moment of parami develop little by little. It has to be right now, each moment of understanding. So very patiently, not try to be I again and again and again, doing something, seeing and hearing. So it's just the most patient moment. Very, very difficult to be patient, not to be I again, only by understanding. It works its way, little by little. The path is so subtle. So at moment of understanding this moment as a path, it's so subtle. Who know how much it has developed? To what degree? Never known. Like holding the knife handle each day, never know. When will it be wear away little by little until it shows or it appears to be known?
Panitan, you just said the path is subtle, and what came to my mind is that it's even this is not important to understand. It's just keep listening. That's more important. Because even when we hear about path being settled, there's so much thinking about what it means. And if there's no understanding, means just know that there's no understanding and keep on listening.
The only way. pariyati, patipati, and pativeda, because we have heard a lot. Who does not know that seeing sees, and seeing is not that which is seen. It is different from that which arises and cannot experience anything, because it's that which arises just to experience. See, we heard a lot from life to life, but how much attention, how much is not forgotten, how much sati, not forgetting about what is heard, that is right now, hardness, seeing, thinking, and so on. That's why it's so very subtle. That's why it against the previous accumulation of ignorance and attachment.
Thanachan, you've been talking about seeing for 70 years. And I'm just thinking that uh, we, the listeners, are so stubborn. We don't even value that enough to know and to understand. It's like we talk what we are just not hearing and not understanding, Thanachan.
And that's the function of akusla, avijja, and all kinds of akusla, not anyone at all. That's why learning, understanding what is there, so very gradually from life to life, years and years, until by conditions. Visakha, listening to the Buddha when she is 7 years old, who knows? Instantly, condition is ready to condition moment of enlightenment to the truth, unexpectedly, right now or anytime, unexpected moment, by the collection of all kinds of kusala and akusala unknown working its way to condition sankhara this very moment to be as it is now, not at the moment. And this is the word of patience, viriya parami, viriya katha, to understand the way it is, how it has accumulated lots of ignorance and akusala, and how can that be worn away little by little, so very gradually, only from moment to moment. So no doubt about the way it is, not by I or anyone beyond trying or expecting or doing anything, but understanding so wisely works its way, not by I do, but the understanding from moment to moment, condition, each different, a little more understanding, unknown how much, until it's time to happen to be known.
And it cannot be hastened. It cannot be before. It cannot be. It has to be by conditions. Only when it's ready can the
And,
understanding arise.
and because of that level of understanding, it conditions a very natural moment, because no matter what is conditioned, has to be realized. Not only just thinking about it, but it's there. It can be object of awareness with understanding. By conditions, the most important thing. By conditions, that's the only way to let go of the idea of self. And that takes quite a long kanti, very great kanti, not to do anything, but beginning to understand that which has risen right now. The most difficult, without enough condition for it to arise, it cannot arise. It just be thought about. But it's better than no thought about it at all. So there are many levels of sati until it becomes to be satipatthana from time to time, naturally.
Chan, you mentioned about Santi, about Kanti, why it's so important. Is it because otherwise it's Loka? And the Kanti works against Loka.
Because you see that we think about kusala and akusala. See, what are more in a day?
Clearly, a Kusla, Tanuchan. Very, very little Kusla.
Can it be less?
Uh, can Akusla be less? Yes, only through all the Baramis. Tanuchan.
With kanti of each moment, if possible, as possible, see? Kanti not to have ignorance of seeing anymore. Gradually begin to attain to the characteristic which we use the term nama, but no meaning at all. If there is no understanding the nature of that reality which experiences the object, see? How long? Not to forget that it's there to be known. Otherwise, there cannot be less ignorance and attachment. Is that kanti?
Yes, it's very difficult given that there's so much ignorance, then without Kanti, this ignorance cannot be lessened at all.
That's right,
But
it's
I don't,
bodily.
yes, Tanichan, but I don't understand what exactly is meant by Kanti not to have ignorance, what it means.
Okay, viriya cetasika.
Yes, it must arise without Viriya Chetasika. Um,
At
I mean, it's
different
very
moment.
important for development of the path. It is very important.
That's why there are viriya katha about the development of the truth, understanding the truth. Santutti katha, all are about viriya and kanti, great viriya, to let go akusala in daily life. Otherwise, it's more and more. When it's not parami, how can it understand the truth? Ignorance and attachment, all kinds of akusala, covers up the truth. That's why all kind of parami is against akusala. So Han, are you there? Are they there?
Yes, Khabajan, I am there.
This is very important because when one just want to understand this or that, it's not known whether it's by ignorance and attachment. So very, very tricky.
Yes, and it's I think it's go away by the movement, not from us to taking partly.
That's why there must be the understanding of the great virtues of the Buddha from the very beginning, how far apart his wisdom and we right now, uncomparable at all. That's why respect each word of truth. It's
Because we
easy
have
to say there are citta and jealousy and rupa. It's so easy. But what is what now? Not just to recite or to remember, but to begin to understand the nature of what we are talking about. No matter hardness, it's there. It's not known yet. What we have heard about that which is a reality experienced by that at moment of touching and so on, just in a moment in samsara, see, and then gone, never to arise again. This is the words of truth, of right understanding, to see the benefit, the great precious moment of understanding the truth, that it has to be developed just one moment at a time.
Yes, Ajahn.
That's why no matter what one is reading about any word of truth, it's there, ready to be known, depending on their conditions to arise, to understand it right then or not yet. But right understanding developed to be firm, Satya Parami, Adidana Parami, nothing else in the world, only the Paramadadhamma, Chitta, Chitasika, and Rupa, and
Yes,
never
Ajahn.
be the same, arising and falling away, never to return in samsara at all.
Yes. And some when we listen to again, it's also going a paramis because.
Certainly, when there is understanding, without understanding, it cannot be parami. So
But
at
even
this,
like if even like the beginners, they are not have to understand very clearly. Just they are beginner, but they are follow to the Buddha words and make sure to be following the words and that times it's parvis or not.
what do you mean by follow the Buddha's word?
It's like listening the words and reading the Buddha words.
Listening to the Buddha's word with understanding or without understanding.
Understanding, Ajahn.
So at moment of understanding the truth, it's moment of paying respect to the Buddha,
Yes,
right?
yes, right.
But when there's no understanding, just pay respect. Is that
Mm.
the paying respect to the Buddha or just to who?
So we can say like even sometimes there is parmis, sometimes not parmis. Only respect to Buddha because even sometimes we are not understanding, but still have to listen the words.
No understanding?
Yes, Akan. But listen the words, then no
What
parmis. Only respect to Buddha words.
when there's no understanding of the word of the Buddha, how can you understand that it's true? Just the word. But hearing again and again, beginning to understand each word just represent a reality, the truth of this moment. So you respect the Buddha as the highest virtues, because without his word, how can there be moment of understanding life that it's now in a moment only, and what is there is conditioned to be there and then gone. The next moment can be the last moment. So respect the Buddha only at moment of respect the truth of his word.
Right, Akan.
So, Han, can there be uh, any understanding of who the Buddha was without understanding what he taught?
No, sir, we can't. But it's
Yes.
like the respects in a field, like even we see in around of us, and there is many people they are respect the Buddha, but they don't know about of the words of Buddha. So I actually to talk like about of this. Even like many peoples they are respecting to Buddha, even if they are saying they are listen, but they not have understand.
So, is that really respect, or it's our own idea about respect? What
Own
is?
idea, own idea, because
Hmm,
they not actually know of the realities.
hmm. because respect is always for some good qualities. So if
Yes,
you don't know what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, how can you say you respect the Buddha?
right.
So, do you respect the Buddha?
No, we have to understand that, Ankar.
So now, do you respect the Buddha?
Yes, respect to Buddha by the understanding.
As much as you understand the truth taught by him, right?
Only, Kapatan?
If there's no understanding of the truth, do you know who's Buddha? Who's the Buddha?
No, we cannot.
So you respect the person who taught about the truth, right? Because no one can teach like this at all about the ultimate truth of this moment, of the truth of everything.
Right, again.
So understanding the moment of citta, full respect to the enlightened one, because understanding what he taught to be realized.
So Sohan, no doubt about what it means to respect the Buddha and uh, when it is respect, when it is not respect, and who respects, who does not respect. No doubt, right?
Right. We have to first know about of this. Even
And you can see also if there is misunderstanding about his teachings, if there's wrong understanding, it's actually spoiling his religion, is
yes,
destroying his religion.
yes, right. Sir. But
So
the
now,
listening, yes,
yes,
Kapatan.
please go on.
The listening and the consider the words about every words. If we listen and listen and to be listen again to be understand the realities in the moments. That is a good way to be in a parmis or not.
So what is parami? It's not just the word. What is it? Parami.
To understand truthfully the way.
Just understand,
Yes, okay.
not realize the truth.
Yes, right.
That's right. Before anyone can realize the truth of just one reality, one word of the Buddha, it takes quite a long time. Just one word cannot understand what he had enlightened. Everything, see, everything. But just one thing is not enough at all. That's why learn more to understand the truth. Satya Dhamma, until it is Ariya Satya Dhamma, see, it can be realized. Without his words, how can there be such understanding of the truth to that degree of realizing each word of his teachings? Like now, seeing is not anyone, it's conditioned to arise and it falls away. Can it be realized? The nature of seeing, even is by way of nimitta, that it's there. If it's not arising, how can it be there? And so on, little by little. And a little more understanding, little by little, moment to moment, each moment of parami to realize the truth. All kinds of kusala prevent the moment of akusala to arise. So, what is parami? All kinds of kusala, conditioned by right understanding, seeing the danger of ignorance and attachment, eons and eons ago, keeps on going, arising and falling away, no way out, non-stop, from life to life. So, how many kinds of parami?
There is many kinds, but one is only no.
सुगन्धाई आई थिङ्क 10 वटा पारामिजहरू छ
ए पारमिस शुद्ध हुनुहुन्छ होइन?
10 वटा पारामिज
भर्खरको सोचिरहेको छु कि भर्खरको चाहिँ अहिले यो बेलामा कतिवटा हुन्छ भनेर सोध्नु भयो।
होइन कतिवटा पारामिज छ सोध्नु भयो नि 10 वटा
भन त्यति भन्न सक्छौ अनि किन
Achan there was 10 paramis.
Chan, we cannot hear you.
Sorry, I forgot to turn on the mic. Shall we talk about parami one by one?
Yes, Achan.
Chan, your microphone is.
How many paramis are there?
There is 10 paramis, Achan.
Shall we talk about parami one by one?
Yeah, Dana parami, Sila parami, Panna parami, Virya parami, Khanti parami, Adithana parami, Mitta parami, Upekha parami, and
What
Satcha
for?
parami.
Yeah. What for? Why parami?
Sorry, Achan, I didn't understand what are you telling.
Why
because it's
dana is
pure.
parami?
Why the Buddha taught about parami? Why did the Buddha pointed out these 10 paramis?
Because सर ये सब अच्छे काम का मतलब अच्छे काम का कैसे कहें
Sohan, you can speak in English. Never mind about how good your English is, but try.
जैसे सर जब वो भगवान बुद्ध इनलाइटमेंट हुए थे तो उसके बाद ये जो पारमिस बोले थे हिंदी में भी बोल सकते हैं ना सर?
English में करो फिर back and forth आएंगे.
ओके
पायल आप
पारमिस
सोहान को मदद कर सकते हो.
Parmis, it's help to development our understanding and seal us.
Chan, you heard Sohan's reply. He said paramis help to develop understanding and the sealers.
What is dana?
Those we offering some peoples to foods, not taking to like us, only offering, that is a dana.
So anyone can do, right?
But
Achan,
not taking to us. It's like one
giving something to someone without any expectation.
Yes, right.
Okay, what for?
Like when the monks they are coming in a charter. We offering some foods to monks or offering some peoples they not have anything to for it.
What for?
Some foods for only to he can eat some things.
In truth, it's the way to have less attachment, right?
Yes, sir.
Because one sees the danger of attachment, right? Or not?
It's
Just
right,
want to
sir.
give. Because some people do not have any understanding of the truth at all. They have the habits to give by accumulation without understanding. So is that giving away things for the poor or whatever, parami, no understanding of the truth.
So, Han, just now, Payal gave the response that Dana Parami is giving without expectations. And Achan asked, what for? Without expectations, what for? So, and Achan just now said that just giving, because we not only after hearing Dhamma, many people who give also give without expectation, but any understanding. So
Sir,
that's the key. So the response to Pal can be that giving without expectations because of understanding the danger, the harm of attachment and ignorance.
yes, right, sir.
So seeing the danger of akusla, people who heard the teachings begin to have right understanding to give, no matter just the food or the things, but any kind, by way of giving away things for the other's benefit. See? So it cannot be just as one like to have right understanding at moment of giving, but it becomes one's nature, gradually develop to let go, even that which is only the things for the poor or the others' benefit. But there are three kinds of dana, and that is the object which is given is dana for the other's benefit. And what about the forgiveness? See, seeing the danger of just be unkind and to be friendly, see, just forgive to no matter what is done by whom, to you or to anyone, because everyone still have akusla, and only understanding can gradually letting go of kusala. That's why without the conditions of kusala, by way of giving or forgiving and so on, there will be moment of akusala. So understanding how much accumulation of akusala and ignorance, and the only way to have no more strong attachment or akusala as before, because it accumulated on and on and on, greater and greater, deeper and deeper. So it's so dangerous. By understanding the truth of the benefit of kusala, it conditioned moment of even just forgive, a kind of dana, abhaya dana, see? And without understanding what can condition such an idea about giving and forgiveness.
Kanachan, it seems that Abhayadana sees the value of giving, but also see the value of metta. Is
Right?
that correct?
But you see that abhaya is no dosa, see? Otherwise, it's there. Thinking about it, dwelling in it in such situation, never forget, and so on. It hurts and it harms and it's dangerous. because it has to be accumulated on and on and on, more difficult to let go. That's why seeing the kusala, the benefit of kusala, no matter in what way, it conditions being friendly, even at moment of giving, with friendliness, see, no matter who's the receiver and so on. It calms, it clean the chitta, any moment of kusala. Clean it away from akusla, from the other kinds of akusla, and on, little by little, before it can be more and more clean and clean, akusla, on and on, clearer and clearer. It takes quite a long time. That's why the moment of akusla cannot condition right understanding or the right realization of the truth. Only moment without akusla, no matter what is there in a day or today, each day, see, can be done, can develop, see. That's the panya, only by the function of panya, which understand the situation, even no need to think about it, but it's there, condition such wholesome moment. And that is parami. So the one who heard the teachings and consider it carefully, begin to understand the danger of akusala, even just very short moment, it's still akusala because it has to be accumulated once it arises, even it's gone. But the accumulation of the the latent, the tendency of such reality is there, on and on, more and more. That's why people have different characteristics, different ways of life, different ways of kusala and akusala. And the best of all kinds of dana is dhammadana, because no matter what or how much we give, it's gone. But right understanding is there. Develop the best dana is dhammadana. Help them, share them with understanding of the truth. It's so great for any life to be begun with right understanding of the truth, little by little, because it cannot be so much in a day or at the very beginning because of the accumulation of akusala, quite a long, long time in samsara, years and years, 100,000 years, on and on. That's why each moment of kusala is so very precious. And the way it is by giving as much as it can be done by accumulation.
Kanachan,
With
but then again, Dhammadana, can it be just giving away Dhamma books or helping others with Dhamma talks? Does it not also at that moment have to be with understanding?
to be read or to just leave it there.
To be read, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. But if
So
it's just giving away Dhamma books without understanding,
will you give
is
it to
that
the
considered
one?
Dhamma Dana?
Will you give it to anyone who is not interested in Dhamma at all? Or anyone who is interested in understanding and the book is so precious for them to read, to
Yes,
consider, to
yes,
develop.
yes, 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 Panchan.
And that is only
but
one kind of
sometimes
parami.
sometimes the peoples they are actually the first times they don't know about this, but like offering some books and some our knowledge sharings, that times they are getting to interesting. That is also dhamma parmis, dhamma dana.
I think,
So
Sohan, we have to distinguish between Dana as kusala or dana as parami.
It's like
So,
Dhamma Dana.
mhm.
Even
Dana is dana. Dana is dana. But if
right.
it's the dana is going to be parami, it has to be with right understanding.
Uh, even is Parmi. Yes, yes, right. Dana is Dana, but even if is like Parmis, it's have to be understand. Yes.
Yes, it has to be with understanding
Okay.
or conditioned by understanding. So even if you're giving a book at that moment of giving can be dana, but there can be behind that the understanding that it's for people who understand and seeing the value of that particular book and not any other book. Sometimes you know that there are so many Dhamma books in the name of
Yes.
Buddha's
Yes. Yes.
teachings,
Right.
wrong teachings also. Giving those kind of books cannot be, dana cannot be parami, definitely.
Right.
See, we don't expect to have understanding of Nama and Rupa penetrating the truth right now. Impossible. But it needs the kusala to clear the chitta, to clean it, not to have more moment of akusala, because seeing the danger of akusala. So there are many ways of being kusala, like dana, see. But there are also other ways too. Other parami. What else? Is it clear now for dana parami now?
Thanachan, before we continue, something that came to my mind was that we can see that with Pandya, the Pandya Bharami, which is the main, it is only Pandya which purifies the chitta, and because of that, uh, other levels of kusala arise more and more often. So always Pandya is the leader, isn't it?
Panya is the great, the most virtuous of kusala because it can understand the truth little by little to the moment of enlightenment.
And when we use the word purify, it is actually only Pandya which can purify in the real sense,
There
purify the
are
chitta.
there are other cetasikas as well, like satta. See, that's
Mm,
why satta is also indriya and pala because of understanding. They are together. They
okay.
perform their own functions. That's why learn a little more of different realities to see that they
Yes,
cannot just
yes,
arise alone.
yes, Tanchan. Thank you, Tanchan.
So, is there any question about Dana Parami? It begins to be Dana Parami when there is the understanding of the most precious moment with understanding condition any moment of kusala more than before when there's no understanding at all.
Tanchan, there is also Anumotana. Can you say a little about this?
Just appreciate the others who did, that's all. Sadhu, see, is the Thai word for Anumodana. And sometimes we say together Anumodana Sadhu, the different language together. But even Anumodana is Pali term too, not a Thai word. And Sadhu, also Pali. Moment of appreciating the others who did. No matter we just read about it or heard about it, it doesn't matter. That it has to be the one who we know, anyone in the world. There can be moment of appreciation in the person's good deeds. Is that right?
Yes, it seems to be, I'm sure it's by accumulations. For me, anumotana rarely arise, and I think it must be because there's not enough kusla accumulated. Can you
We
say
don't,
something about that?
yeah, we don't need to say anumotana or sadhu or anumotana sadhu.
Right,
No,
right, right, right.
yeah,
Tanachan.
it's there.
Right, right. Yes, yes, yes. Obviously, when someone listens to Dhamma and you're happy, when he expresses his understanding and you're happy that he has understanding, that's already anumotana.
Right. Kusala moment. Appreciate the other's kusala. And when there's no understanding, it's fake. See, only when there is the understanding, the virtues of the understanding. So it is moment of appreciation. It can be deeply or depending on conditions right then. So, Kun Sohan, is there any situation that you appreciate the other sana?
Yes, Ajahn. In many situations, like even someone's teach to us about of like to Thanachan. Thanachan
See,
give to us Dhamma, then we say to Anmodana Khapachan. Like this also. We appreciate
now,
this.
now beginning to see the benefit of right understanding of Dhamma, especially, see, so very rare. It's not in all life, but some life, depending on condition. That's why each moment of understanding is so very precious, and it is parami each moment when there is understanding, the truth of what is there. The more confidence of the truth, the more condition parami for kusla, any kind of parami, besides dana parami.
Yes, Ajahn.
Not just giving things for the others' benefit, also forgiveness and dhammadana, best of all kinds of dana. And conditionally can condition parami a little more, a little more.
Yes.
The point is to having less akusla, having more kusla to condition the moment of enlighten the truth of what is there right now. Because akusla and ignorance cannot condition moment of realizing the truth of this moment.
And
It's
Tanachan, you often remind us about the paramis arising together. For example, at the moment of understanding, there's also Satya Parami, Viriya Parami, and Atitana Parami. So it seems that even when we talk about Dana Parami, you can see that at that time there has to be Viriya also. So they arise together. Tanachan.
yes, and begin to understand the great virtues of parami, conditions for enlightenment. Is there any question? What parami do you have or begin to have?
Dana parami, Ajahn.
And panya parami, right?
Yes, Ajahn. Panya parami also. It's arise from understanding.
and Viriya Parami and Kanti Parami, because you mentioned all 10 from the very beginning. It depends on what is outstanding one, but they are there together.
And Payal, today I appreciate that you came and Sohan came and Priya came. And I think that shows uh, a another kind of Barami, right? Aditana Barami. You're coming here to understand the Dhamma. You know that this is important.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your appreciation.
Excuse me, what did you say?
Tanachan, I was saying that I appreciate that Payal came, Priya came, Sohan came today, and I was thinking about Aditana. If there was no Aditana Barami, would they come to listen to the Dhamma?
And we appreciate, see, what kind of parami
That's Dana Barami.
or metta parami, see?
Or Metta, yes, yes, Tanachan.
Will you share with your friends about Dhamma little by little, one word at a time?
Sohan, that's the question for you.
Yeah, it is, sir.
Or among your friends like Payal and Priya? Do you still have talk or discussion on Dhamma together?
Yes, Achan, when we are together, we discuss about Dhamma, some word Dhamma, some others word also.
See, right understanding develops in its own way. Who knows how much accumulation from moment to moment to be parami, more or less, for each different ones. By conditions, Dhamma. So no matter what kind of action or deed through speech, it shows what is there as it has been accumulated. The very kind dana, giving things away with smiling and so on, and be friendly for everyone in any situation. Forgive when someone do something wrong, see, because of ignorance and attachment and no understanding of Dhamma. Be more generous and more kindness, more friendliness, or aparami.
Tanachan, but the leader is really understanding because everything can be the object of attachment and kusala taken for self, my kusala. That's so dangerous. Without panya, uh, the uh, all kinds of kusala cannot develop at all. Tanachan.
Is there anything we better talk about now?
Yes, Tanachan, we can talk about sila parami.
Okay, first of all, it's not just the word sila, as people think about 5 or 8 or 10 or more. But what is it, sila? We have to have right understanding from the very beginning to be panya parami, to condition other parami, dhammadana parami, khanti parami, virya parami, metta parami. See? So what is sila?
Sila is the behavior of chitta
See? And cetasika. See?
and Chetasika. Yes.
When we talk about citta, it includes cetasika because they arise together, even they are different realities, but they arise together and support or associate with the others. So, sila, without citta, cetasika, can there be sila?
No, you can say there's Sila all the time. What kind of Sila depends. As long as there's Chitta and Chetasika, it must be Sila.
So, in Abhidhamma, there are the terms like kusla sila, akusla sila, and abhayakata sila. Different from kusala dhamma, akusala dhamma, and abhayakata dhamma. What are the difference?
The difference is Dhamma includes Rupa, but Sila must be Chitta and Chetasika only.
That's it. So, what is kusala sila?
Sila is Chitta arising with Sopana Chetasika.
Akusala sila, what is it?
Um, Chitta arising with Akusta Chetasikas
And abhayakata sila?
is Chitta arising with uh, Chetasikas with not Kusla, not Akusla.
The behavior of citta of arahata.
Yes, that also, and also seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching. That's also a Abhekata.
That is vipaka, see?
Mm.
But the
So that
behavior,
is not included in Abhekata Sila.
because it's vipaka, it has to arise to experience the object because of karma. Condition it
Okay,
to just
okay,
experience the object.
okay. Thank you, Tanachan.
Yes, a little more understanding the difference between each different word, which is the different reality.
Yes. And this is example of how we're only stuck in the words and come to conclusions based on different ideas, different meanings, not understanding.
And so when it's the behavior of citta and cetasika, it is daily life, right?
Yes, Tanachan.
So all dhammas can be found so very closely right here, head to toe. Again, it means that no matter we talk about anything, it's always forgotten that it's right here until they are conditioned to understand the very moment of direct moment of seeing, hearing. It's not far away. Otherwise, even we try to understand the reality of that which experience the object at moment of seeing, hearing, but it's not as close as it does not follow the idea of what is seen on and on as usual, but it is moment of be going to be attending to that which is now arisen already, and that is that sila.
Uh, eh, the moment of what follows from seeing, hearing, yes, Tanachan.
See, so sila is daily life. That's why there are how many sila for different lay people or monks and so on. But in truth, it's the behavior of citta and cetasika. Lopa is there no matter in for those who are wearing robe or not, or lay people or cat and dog. Lopa is lopa. So when we talk about akusala sila, do we talk just about human being?
No, Dhamma is Dhamma. It's
That's right.
where,
Learn to understand that no matter what appears to be as a cat or a dog or Deva or Brahma or anyone, they are all Chitta and Cetasika. And the behavior of Chitta and Cetasika are Kusala or Akusala. So they are Kusala Sila or Akusala Sila. And for Atta, no more Kusala or Akusala. So the behavior is Apayakata Sila. So Sila, only the Kusala Sila is Parami, right?
uh, I'm not sure, Tanachan. If you say parami is kusla, that is yes, but not all kinds of kusla sila is parami.
Yes, but when it is Parami, the behavior of Chitta according to Parami is
Is
only
kusla.
Kusala Sila. Mhm.
Hmm. Yes, Tanachan.
And it does matter one or two or five or 10 or 6 or 7 or 20, according to the way one understands the benefit of Sila, wholesome behavior. That's why when we read about the Vinaya, not a monk only, not only monk who read it, anyone can read it. And at moment of understanding the benefit of wholesome manners, we can have more than 5 or 8 sila because all are kusala sila, depending on conditions. So at moment of greeting the guest or the newcomer with kindness or friendliness, what number, it doesn't matter. At that moment, it is kusala sila, right? Not just fixed
Mm,
to the number.
yes, and I think Achan, as you correctly pointed out, first we have to understand what sila is. I think that is most important, and not to think too much about kusla and akusla, but just understand sila. But of course, it's good to hear about the difference between kusla and akusla so that uh, we can better understand that akusla is akusla, kusla is kusla. But I think more important than that is to understand that sila is just a dhamma, is the
That's it.
behavior of chitta.
Hmm. Because citta, cetasika arises and behave. No one behave at all. That's why by way of the way it behaves, it is sila. See, akusala sila, wholesome or unwholesome. Is that clear about sila?
Tanuchan, it's never clear. It's need to hear more and more, Tanuchan, because even now there's sila and there's no understanding. So it's never enough, Tanuchan.
Sohan, Paya, and Priya, what about understanding the sila by way of the behavior of citta, cetasika? In a day, no one at all. When we learn about the truth, actually they are Dhamma, Chitta, Cetasika, and Rupa. At moment of killing, is the Rupa akusala?
There is behavior of through the body, which is conditioned by chitta, that is rupa. But the rupa itself is not akusla. Akusla has to be only chitta and chetasika, isn't it,
That's it.
Tanuchan?
So when we talk about killing, we don't think about the action, but we think about the intention at that moment. That's why Cetana is also Sila, wholesome or unwholesome Cetana. The behavior of Chitta, Virati, Cetasikas, also Sila, see the behavior of Chitta.
Mm. Now it is clear, Tanachan, that just saying that chitta is sila is the behavior of chitta is not enough. It must be also very clear that it's chetasika also. Different chetasikas arise with different kinds of chittas.
So we study Dhamma, see, and we study what is there as not self, Dhamma. So many difference by accumulation and condition to just arise and fall away instantly. Sankhara Dhamma. All are conditioned Dhamma. Whatever arises is Sankhara Dhamma. So just understand one word more and more, wider and wider, broader and broader, because they are quite different by way of conditions and accumulation. Cannot be anyone at all. Nothing belongs to anyone because no one, and that which we take for it belongs to me is not there anymore. Each moment. Is that true? Just learning to understand the truth of what we take for the world or life in truth. And understanding from whom we got such understanding, which is so deep, so subtle, and so great. And at moment of thinking about the virtues and the friendliness or kindness or compassion of the one who enlightened to share his understanding with anyone in the universes, in all universes. So great, the Buddha. That is the moment of paying respect, great respect, at moment of understanding his great virtues of compassion, purity, and kindness. Without understanding the truth of his word, can any manners or action be the moment of paying respect to the Buddha? Impossible. To only that who you just have such manner of showing respect. That's all. So now we are paying respect to the Buddha at moment of understanding his word of great wisdom and compassion and purity. It's time now, สวัสดีค่ะ everyone.